Good morning. Today's topic is circular queue and double-ended queue. In last class, we have discussed about how to implement a queue using arrays. Today we'll see what are the drawbacks if we are using an array for implementing a queue and solutions for avoiding these drawbacks. So we'll discuss two solutions. One is by resetting the pointers and another one is by using circular queues. As we have seen, a queue is implemented by using an array is with the help of two pointers, front and rear. We know that front variable is used for deleting an element from queue, and the rear pointer is used for inserting an element onto the queue. Just look at this current state of this queue. This queue is of size 7. It can store elements at positions 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. The current state of the queue is in such a way that the front is pointing to this position 2 and rear is pointing to the last position 6. So from this it is clear that your queue full condition is true. Means that queue full condition, we have defined the queue full condition as rear pointing to size minus 1, size is equal to 7, means that now the queue is full. But at this point, if you look at this queue, you can see that there are vacant positions 1, 2 and 3. There are 3 vacant positions, but still we are not able to use these places to insert an element. So this sort of an implementation is applicable to a situation where we have this, not only the limitation of size, we have a limitation on the number of entries that will get serviced by using a queue. For example, if this queue is for giving service to some people, let's say that in a particular day, this person is going to serve only 7 people, then this sort of an implementation is okay. Total 7 people can enter into the queue. The first person will get serviced, second person will get serviced, third person and so on. So no more addition onto the queue, even if there are vacant places in the queue, is okay in that case. But if we say uh, in a if we say that in a queue, if we have vacant positions, if we would like to insert more elements, then this sort of an implementation is not efficient. Why? Because there are vacant positions. At this point of time, if you try to insert an element, you get an error message saying that your queue is full, since rear equal to size minus 1. But still you have space in the queue. There are vacant positions at 0, 1 and 2. So for example, if you reach this position, you have inserted 7 elements onto the queue and you have deleted all the elements from the queue. Now you say that the queue is empty. Front is pointing to the position 5 and rear is pointing to the position 6. Now the queue is empty, but still you will not be able to insert an element. So at this point of time, you can say that the queue is both full and empty. You check the queue full condition, rear is equal to size minus 1, that is true. You check the condition for queue empty, that is also true. So it is a situation where the queue is both full and empty. Or in other words, you can say that you cannot reuse the space in the queue, this space can be used only once in the lifetime of this queue. The second place also can be used only once in the lifetime. You cannot reuse the space in the queue. So in order to avoid the situation, if you are able to say that if there is vacant space in the queue, then you are able, if you are able to insert element here, then that will be a more efficient way of implement the queue. So we'll see that in the case of a circular queue. The first solution is for this is by resetting the pointers. Let's say this is the initial state. You have front is equal to -1 and rear equal to -1. There is no element in the queue. The queue is empty. Now you have inserted few elements and you have deleted all the elements. For example, you have inserted element here, here, and here. 3 insert operations or 3 NQ operations. Then you have deleted all these three DQ operations. Now front will be pointing here and rear also will be pointing here. So front equal to 2 and rear equal to 2. You check the queue empty condition. Queue is empty. At that point of time, whenever front equal to rear, you reset the pointers front equal to rear equal to -1. You reset two values, front equal to -1 and rear equal to -1. So you have reached once again the initial state, front equal to -1 and rear equal to -1. Now once again you try to insert an element. You can insert. Then the insert operation can happen. So whenever front equal to rear, then we'll reset the pointers of pointers front and rear to -1. For example, you have inserted all the 7 elements. So your rear will be pointing here. Now you delete all the elements. Your front also will be pointing here. Sorry, you inserted 6 elements. Then you deleted all the 7 elements. Then you will, you try to insert one more element. You will say the queue will give you an error message saying that your queue is full. You delete all the elements. Front also will be pointing here. Now also you try an insert operation. The queue will give you a message saying that your queue is full. But at that point of time, we know that the queue is empty. So what we'll do is we reset the pointers front and rear to -1. If there is any situation where front equal to rear, we know that it is a empty condition. Whenever queue is empty, you try to reset the pointers to -1 so that we'll say that it is in the initial state. So after resetting the pointers, you say you insert insert an element, then it will get inserted and so on. But it does not guarantee the reusage of the space in the queue. Why? Because you have inserted, for example, you have inserted all the 7 elements and you have deleted some of the elements. For example, all the 7 elements have been inserted. In all these places there are elements and you have deleted only these 3 elements. Then you try an insert operation. Queue is full, message will be obtained, but you have vacant space at 0th position, first position, and second position. So this solution is also not going to give you the guarantee of reusage of space in the queue. So let's discuss about the circular queue implementation. The second solution to this problem, to this drawback of the queue implementation using arrays. In circular queue, instead of starting initial state as front equal to -1 and rear is equal to -1, we start with front equal to 0 and rear equal to 0. And we say that front and rear are going to move circularly. For example, you have a counter at this place and you have two positions at these places. Then people are coming to these positions and trying to get service. So people will get inserted at this position. These entries will be inserted at these positions, and each of these elements will get serviced. So let's say you have reached your friend position here, and these are the places where you have elements now. If the friend is at this position, these are the places you have elements. Let's say your queue is full and you have empty spaces here. Now a new member has come. The normal implementation, what it will give you an error message is the queue is full because rear is equal to size minus 1. But in a circular queue implementation, we reset or we set the pointer from now the rear is pointing here. We set the rear pointer to this position so that the next element will get inserted here. So the counter is servicing people in this direction, and the new element is getting inserted at the back side of the queue, back side of the counter. So the next element will get inserted is at this position. So once all these elements have been uh, completed its service, the counter will go back to this position and start servicing the members again. So counter is resetting to this position means it is resetting the or changing the front pointer. Inserting at this position means it is changing the rear pointer. So what I am trying to say is the front and rear pointers are moving circularly from this position to. So it is something like a circular array, but the inside the memory the array is not circular, but it is by implementing the front and rear in such a way that the array is becoming circular. So this implementation is called a circular queue implementation. But here we restrict ourselves in such a way that you can store only size minus 1 elements. Let's see that. The location where the pointer front is pointing is left always blank. So initially front and rear are pointing to position 0. So there is no elements. The queue is empty. The next element, what I'm trying to say is initially we'll not insert any element at this position. We'll insert the first element at this position. So x1 will get inserted at the first position, x2 will get inserted at the second position, and so on. So x1 will be left blank. So the insertion operation will be like this. You initially your front and rear pointers are pointing to 0, the 0th position. So your queue is empty. So you can check the same condition, front equal to rear. Now for emptiness of the queue, insert an element. Your rear will be pointing to the next position. Rear pointer is incremented and insert at this position. Insert one more element. Your rear pointer will be pointing to the next position and insert at this position, and so on. Once you reach this position, you inserted all the 6 elements. Here instead of 7 elements, you can insert only 6 elements. You can store only size minus 1 element. So let's say your front is pointing to 0 and rear is pointing to 6, then your queue is full. So front is at this position 0 and rear is at this position. Rear is now pointing to 6th position. Let's say that. So your queue is full. At this point of time, let's say you have deleted some elements. You delete the first element. While deleting, you move the front pointer and delete this element. So your front pointer is now pointing to 1 and the element is deleted. One more deletion, your front pointer is pointing to the second position. You delete this element. So now you have only elements at these positions 3, 4, 5, and 6. You have vacant position at these places. Front is pointing to this second position. So at that point of time, if you try an insert operation, then your rear pointer will go back and reset to 0, and rear will be the insertion will be done at this position. So x3, x4, x5, and x6 will be inserted. X7 will be inserted at this position, x7, and rear will be pointing to this position. this rear is updated and rear will be pointing to the 0th position. You try one more insert operation, rear will be pointing to the next position and x8 will be inserted at this position, x8, and so on. So now your rear is pointing to this position, front is pointing to this position. The place where the front is pointing is always left blank. Now you try an insert operation, then you can say that the insert of your what you say the your queue is full. So you reach here, for example, you deleted x3, x4, x5 and x6. Front will be at this position. Now you try a delete, one more delete operation. Front also go back and start servicing from this position or deleting from this position. So x7 will be deleted. So while inserting, front will go, rear will move through these places, and while deleting, front will move through this position. Once it reaches the last position, the front and rear both are circularly going back to the 0th position and start their servicing again. So by using this method, you can reuse the space, the vacant space that is available in your queue. So in this fashion, the front and rear are going to move circularly through the array. You can store only size -1 elements. The location where the front is pointing is always left as blank in order to implement our queue empty and queue full condition, to be precise. So for implementing that, we use a mode operation. We take increment rear and front in this fashion. Rear is equal to rear plus 1 mode size. Size is equal to 7. So for example, let's say in the initial state, front and rear were 0. Then you try an insert operation. Your element x1 should be inserted at this position. The first element need to be inserted at this position. So you increment this fashion. Rear equal to rear plus 1 mode size, mode 7. You will get equal to 1. So first position will be used for inserting. If your rear is at place 1, then 1 plus 1 mode 7, x2 will be inserted at this position, and so on. So once you reach here, you inserted all the elements. Forget about these values, and you say that you inserted all the elements. So there will be 6 elements. The place where the front is pointing will be blank. So now rear is here and front is here. Front is equal to 0 and rear is 6. Now you try one more insert operation. Then it is rear plus 1 mode 7. So your new rear value is this 0. So rear will be going back to 0. So by using this mode operation, you can implement this circular queue. Instead of simply incrementing your rear and front pointer in the previous implementation, what we do is we use increment plus the mode operation. Let's see the code for algorithm for implementing enqueue operation. So for inserting an element X into the queue, we need to check whether the queue is full or not. Previously, we have been checking the queue full condition like this: rear equal to queue pointer size -1. So queue front is having some value. Queue rear is also having some value. So let's say you have a queue pointer rear plus 1. So queue pointer rear is incremented. Mode queue pointer size equal to 7 here. Size is 7. So queue pointer size equal to queue front. So let's say there is element at this place also, and this place is vacant. You have friend is pointing here and rear is pointing here. At that condition, you can say that the queue is actually full and you cannot insert any more elements. So this is front and rear is pointing here. You can store only n minus 1 or size minus 1 number of elements. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 elements. 7 minus 1 equal to 6. That many number of elements are already present. So you know that the queue is full now. So check this condition. Q pointer rear plus 1, 6 plus 1, 7. Mode Q pointer size mode 7. So 7 mode 7 equal to 0 equal to Q friend. Yes, it is equal to Q friend. Then you give a message that your queue is full. Let's say this condition, the previous condition where we have at this place, for example, your Q pointer rear circularly, your these three places the data has been the element has been removed or deleted, and your rear is now pointing here. And of course, once you delete three elements, your friend will be pointing here. So once again, you check this condition. Q pointer rear plus 1 mode Q pointer size 1 plus 1 mode 7 equal to 2 equal to Q friend. Yeah, it is equal to Q friend. Means that Q is full. You have already size minus 1 number of elements in your queue. But the elements will be serviced in this fashion: first 9, then 6, then 3, then 3, and then 15, then 20. What about if this condition was not true? For example, let's say there is no element here. This element was also deleted. This element was also deleted. So your friend will be pointing this place. So friend is here and rear is at this position. So this condition will not be true for the time being. Then it will go here. Q pointer rear equal to, you increment the rear pointer. So rear pointer will be incremented to this position and you insert your element X here. So X will be inserted here. So in what order the element will get serviced? Next element serviced is 3, next element is 3, then 15, then 20, then the value X. So once again, the FIFO structure is, a FIFO discipline is achieved, but you are inserting element in the vacant position, or you are able to reuse your vacant space in the queue. So that's how we implement a circular queue. Here the queue or the array is not circular. Here we are making it circular by using our front and rear pointer. The front and rear pointer is actually moving circularly from the back side to, or from the last position to the first position. That is what the circular thing that is happening here. So uh, that's how we insert an element. Let's see how you delete an element. While deleting, we know that you need to check whether the queue is empty or not. If the queue is empty, you will not be able to delete any element. The initial condition, for example, if initially both front and rear will be 0, so there is no element in the queue. So you check the condition Q front equal to Q rear, then there is no element. You say that your queue is empty. Otherwise, for example, if this is the situation, then of course your rear will be pointing here and front will be pointing here. So you delete an element, means the first element that is going to get deleted is 9. So Q front equal, sorry, your rear front will be pointing here. Front will be always pointing to the blank space that is just before the next element. So this is your front pointer. So front pointer is this. So you increment front equal to front plus 1 mode size. So 2 plus 1 mode 7 equal to 3. So you reach this position, then you take X out. Take this value, 9 is taken out and return that value. So you increment friend. So a new friend value is this. You have removed this element. Like that you go, you reach here. Once you reach here, what will happen is front is equal to 6. This is your front equal to 6 and rear equal to 1. The Q empty condition is false, so it will come here. Q front equal to Q front plus 1 mode size. So 6 plus 1, 7 mode 7. equal to 0, so friend will be updated to this position. So the next element after this, the next element will get deleted is 15. So what it means is that if the friend is pointing here, all the elements from 3 to 6 have been deleted. This is a blank space. Sorry, from here to here, all the things are blank space, and you have only 2 elements in the queue. The next element that will get deleted is this. So friend will be circularly going back to 0th position, and you will delete that element. Once you delete that element, then friend will be at 0th position. The next delete operation, it will be here. At that point of time, you can see that friend and rear both are pointing to this place. Now you try one more delete operation, you will get a message that queue is empty. So that's how we implement circular queue using arrays. The important thing to note here is that here the array or the storage space, nothing is circular. Here the circular thing, what is happen, circular implementation is done with the help of the front and rear pointer. The front and rear pointer with the help of mode operation will be going back to from the last place to the first position circularly, so that you can reuse the space in your array. But in our implementation, we have kept one position in the array as blank in order to make the queue empty and queue full condition to be very simple. So the queue full condition is this, and the queue empty condition is very simple. Queue front and queue rear are same. So initially we'll keep queue front and queue rear equal to 0. So at the initial stage, queue is empty. So the initial condition itself will implement for queue empty condition by utilizing this free space in the array. So in order to implement a queue of size 10, you will have to create an array of size 11, so that you can reserve that blank space for keeping your pointer at front. So with this, that's about circular queue. What we have seen was we have in the last class we have implemented a queue data structure using arrays by using front and rear pointer. And in the implementation, we have found a drawback that one space in the array can be utilized only once, or we cannot reuse the blank spaces or vacant spaces in the array for inserting the elements again and again. So we have come up with two solutions. The first solution was a simple solution by resetting the front and rear pointers to whenever the queue is empty, you check for queue empty condition, and whenever the queue is empty, you say that you reset the pointers front and rear to -1, so that or to the initial state, so that you can again insert the elements. But there also you cannot guarantee the complete reusage of the vacant spaces in your array. So we have come up with another solution, which is by implementing circular queue. So this is not a separate data structure. This is by changing the way the front and rear pointer is incremented in the case of a queue by using the mode operation. That's about circular queue. Next, we'll look at double-ended queue. This is once again a simple queue data structure with front and rear pointer. Like our previous example, we initialize our front and rear pointer to -1. We have a queue of, let's take this example of queue of some 10 elements. So you reserve 10 elements, 10 space for inserting your elements. Let's say if you're creating an integer queue, you will be creating an integer array for storing 10 elements. So you can access each of the elements by using its index 0, 1, 2, etc. 9. The difference between double-ended queue or DEQ and the general queue is that you can perform both addition and deletion at insertion and deletion at both the pointers. You have front pointer and rear pointer. You can say that you can insert at front and delete at front end. You can insert at rear and delete at rear. So initially both are pointing to -1. Both your pointers are pointing to -1, so your queue is empty. At that point of time, you try insertion, sorry, deletion, then you will get an error message saying that your queue is empty. But you try an insert operation. For example, both are here, both are in -1. You try insert x, then x will get inserted. Once you insert, your pointers will get updated. So here you should say where in which end you are going to insert. If you're saying that you are inserting at rear, let's say you have inserted at rear end, then your rear pointer only will get updated. You insert one more element, rear pointer again will get updated. You insert one more element, rear pointer will get updated. Now you delete one element. Deleted rear will be deleting this element. So deleted rear is going to delete. So it is not going to strictly follow the FIFO discipline. So insertion at rear is same as the normal queue data structure. Deletion at rear is something like a stack data structure. So you are going to delete the element that is just inserted at the rear end. Now you say insert at front. Front is pointing to -1. So you don't have vacant space here. So you cannot insert any element. You deleted friend end, then this element will be deleted. You increment friend and this element will get deleted. So your friend will be next pointing to here. So that's how a double-ended queue will work. You can insert and delete at both the ends. So insertion at rear and deletion at front will be just like a normal queue operation. But the other two operation like deletion at rear and insertion at front will be in uh, some it is not going to follow your FIFO structure. For example, let's say you have inserted some of the elements and you have deleted some elements and the present state of the queue is like this. Then of course your let's say your rear pointer is pointing here and your front pointer is pointing here. Now you ask an insert operation at front, then you can insert at this place. Insert one more element, your friend will be insert at front, you will be inserting at this place, and so on. Insert one more element, you insert it here, then your friend will be decremented. So while inserting an element at rear, increment rear pointer, while deleting element at rear pointer will be decremented. Insertion and deletion at front will be just opposite to this. Insertion at rear will be decrementing the front pointer and deletion at rear will be incrementing the front pointer. So that's all for today. We have seen two data structures. One is a circular queue, another one is a double-ended queue. There are other variants of double-ended queue. Like here, what I have discussed was we were allowing all the four operations, like insertion and deletion at rear, insertion and deletion at front. There are restricted type double-ended queue, like you can insert only at rear, but deletion is possible at both the ends and so on. So something like you have two counters operating from two ends for serving a queue of people and so on. So that's all about circular queue and double-ended queue. Thank you.